Alex, let's break up. In one of the popular cafes, Alex and Mira sat opposite each other. Alex looked puzzled, while Mira had a look of arrogance towards him. Next to Mira, there was a middle-aged woman sitting with a cold face, looking at Alex. With undisguised disdain, Alex asked the girl in front of him, who was his girlfriend before the breakup request, "Why do you suddenly want to break up, Mira?" Alex did not understand what happened and why Mira was asking for a breakup. Alex and Mira met at the university and were in love for 3 years. Certainly, no one can throw away 3 years of a relationship with someone just like that. Suddenly, without any reason, they continued together even after graduation, even though Alex's salary wasn't high. Although the salary wasn't high, ranging from $600 to $800 per month, it could be more or less depending on the business's prosperity in the month. Yet the money each month was mainly used to buy things for his girlfriend, Mira. Yesterday, the relationship between the two was good, like any boyfriend and girlfriend. There were no problems between them, but he did not know why the girl he shared his love with suddenly changed overnight. Mira didn't continue talking but ignored Alex's question, but the middle-aged woman next to her snorted coldly at Alex. "Do you still have the nerve to ask why you should break up? You don't even look in the mirror. Tell me, does a poor person like you deserve my daughter? My daughter is very beautiful and sensitive. How can she stay with you? She will only suffer with a poor person like you." Alex tried to rush to explain, though he felt some insult. He did not explode in anger at the woman. "Auntie, although my salary isn't high, I spend almost all my money every month to buy gifts for Mira, feed her, and clothe her. When did she suffer with me? If that's the case, please tell me." The last words were particularly directed at Mira, who ignored him. There was a trace of disdain on the middle-aged woman's lips, and she looked mockingly at Alex. "What can you buy with your few dollars' salary? Is it worth my daughter continuing her life with you? You can't even provide her with women's necessities. Easily, the cheapest known brand handbag can cost a few $1,000s. How long would it take you to save to buy one for my beloved daughter? Years? And your income is unstable and can be less or more, right? Besides, my daughter will be a millionaire in the future. Do you think you deserve her, boy? You really need to know your limits, and being with my daughter is not within those limits." After hearing that, Alex was shocked by what he heard and focused his mind on one word. "Millionaire?" Mira said from the side. "I bought a lottery ticket the day before yesterday and won $2 million. Alex was stunned. She bought a lottery ticket. She won $2 million. Now Alex understood the matter. Mira usually loves buying lottery tickets. She often dreamed of winning a big prize one day. But after buying those tickets, sometimes she would win a few dollars or tens of dollars and often nothing at all. But this time, she won $2 million. Alex looked at Mira, who still looked arrogantly at him, and I asked her, "Why didn't you tell me about this?" Mira didn't hesitate to answer, and said with a frown, "Why should I tell you? Do you want to share half with me or what?" Mira looked at Alex with a mocking look. Hearing this, Alex couldn't help but laugh, and now he understood the reason for the breakup. The reason wasn't just her desire to break up because he didn't achieve her ambitions, but her fear of sharing her money with him. Unexpectedly, in the eyes of Mira and her mother, Alex turned out to be such a person who might force her to share the money, which is certainly contrary to Alex's character. If he was greedy for money, thanks to his handsomeness, he could have easily found a rich girlfriend at the university, and there were many of them. Unfortunately, at that time, Alex fell in love with Mira at the beginning. He simply fell in love with her at that time because he felt that Mira wasn't one of those who chased after material things. But after graduation, the common ground between them became less and less, as Mira became increasingly materialistic, which weighed heavily on Alex. Handbags, clothes, lipstick, and more. She needed to buy these things almost every month. The relationship between two people based on these things could have long ago led Alex to conclude that this relationship had reached its end, but he was always trying to revive the relationship between the two because he always thought she would change and return to how she was, not out of love for her, but only because he had gotten used to having this woman in his life. And it wasn't as if he couldn't live without her. And now she initiates the breakup just because she's afraid of sharing the prize money with him, which will be less than $2 million after taxes. Alex couldn't help but laugh, but at that moment, a voice suddenly appeared in his mind. Ding! The planetary selection system begins binding. Host detected. Requesting coupling information. Coupling in progress. Coupling successful. Requesting system information. System loading. In percent, 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%, 50%, 60%, 70%, 80%, 90%, 100%. System. Loaded. System successfully installed. Welcome, host. Alex was stunned when he heard this voice in his mind, as if the surprise was so great that his mind went blank. Despite this, Alex showed no external reaction. When he regained his composure, his only thought was, is this system exactly like those in fictional novels? Did I get it too? Alex was not unfamiliar with such things, as he was also one of the internet novel addicts. Despite that, he never expected in his life to actually receive a system in real life. In fact, he never thought these systems existed. He believed they were only in fictional works. Immediately after, the system's voice came again. Ding! The system binding with the host was successful. The system has detected the current task. Please choose between the following options. Option 1. If you do not agree to the breakup and act as a small dog, for your greedy girlfriend and refuse to break up, you will receive a bicycle and $100,000 in cash and the title Small Dog of the Girlfriend, and your name will be changed to The Little Dog. Option 2. Agree to the breakup completely and without further discussion, and you will be rewarded with a limited edition global sports car, Ori, that worth $32 million, and also receive the title Master of Driving at the Lord level and the driving skill of the ultimate level, which is level 99. After hearing these options, Alex chose the second one without hesitation. He didn't even look to see what the reward was. Is this system joking with him by offering such a ridiculous choice? Who would choose the first option to be their girlfriend's little dog? Impossible. Even if the world turned upside down, a man's dignity cannot be sacrificed. If his dignity disappears, so will his manhood. A man's dignity is the measure of his manhood. After Alex made his choice, he looked at Mira and her mother in front of him. He could still see the arrogant look in both of their eyes towards him, and he smiled calmly, ignoring it. Since you decided to break up, let's end it. I have no problem. I wish you good luck in your life. At the moment Alex finished saying that, the system's sound rang in his head, confirming the choice and applying it perfectly. Congratulations on the successful choice, host. The host has chosen option 2. The limited edition global sports car, Ori, has been parked outside the cafe. All legal procedures have been completed and the car keys have been handed to the host's pocket. Alex thought that was fast. The host's driving skills have been automatically upgraded by the system to level 99. Award title: Master of Driving at level 99. Congratulations to the host on their choice. Immediately, information about driving skills also flowed into Alex's mind. He was surprised by the amount of information about driving he received from the system. The only thing on his mind was, I can't believe all these driving skills. Alex felt his pocket was heavy. He then unconsciously touched his pocket to confirm. It was indeed the new car key he received from the system. It seems the system's rewards are real. When Alex touched the car keys in his pocket, he was about to stand up and leave the cafe. The two had already broken up, and there was no need to stay in the same place. However, when he saw Alex getting up to leave, Mira was on the side, filled with surprise. She did not expect Alex to agree, especially when she saw Alex's calm face. She doubted whether Alex really understood what she had just said, so she decided to clarify further. Perhaps the shock was too much for him. Mira said to Alex again, "I won $2 million in the lottery tickets." Alex nodded. "Yes, $2 million. I heard that the first time, no need to repeat it." Mira responded. "Then, don't you feel anything? You earn between $600 and $800 a month, which is not fixed. But you will never make this amount of money throughout your life. You know that, right?" Alex shrugged in response and said what the gesture meant. "So what?" Mira replied angrily. "So? You don't want to beg me to stay with you?" "With you?" Mira was somewhat angry, and how could she not be? She had won $2 million and her ex-boyfriend didn't even care. The main reason Mira came here this time was to humiliate Alex, crush his feelings, and feel superior to someone as poor as him. What she wanted was to see Alex beg her to stay together and then make him plead desperately not to break up, only to shatter his hopes of staying together. Even when she arrived, she had already thought about how to reject Alex's pleas to stay together in the harshest possible ways. But things didn't go as she had planned from the start. That was because Alex didn't even care about their ended relationship. It was as if he didn't care at all about the amount of money she had won, something one could hardly ignore. If he were someone else, he would have begged her to stay together. Unfortunately, Alex was not that person. Mira couldn't help but curse Alex standing in front of her, and curses kept piling up in her heart towards him. Mira's mother, sitting beside her, seemed to ignore Alex's approval of the breakup and the apparent indifference on his face and said in a serious tone, "Listen to me, Alex. Don't even think about rekindling your relationship with my daughter now that you've broken up. You are just an ordinary person who doesn't deserve a girl like my daughter," she added. "A wealthy girl like my daughter needs to find someone of the same social level or higher, not a poor person like you." Mira's mother became more pleased as she spoke and closed her eyes, imagining the wealthy man with whom her daughter would spend her life, someone from her current social level. But as soon as she opened her eyes and saw Alex in front of her, her look of disdain towards Alex, who didn't even care about the thoughts of the two women in front of him, quickly returned. Mira looked at Alex with even more contempt after hearing her mother's words and said, "Alex, you are at the lowest social levels. I looked for a girl from your poor class, so don't even try to approach those who are above you." Alex didn't say much, only a few words, because he really didn't care about this conversation anymore. "Can I leave now? I don't have any cash to pay for the coffee, and all the money on my card for this month has been used to buy gifts for you. Can you pay for my coffee? I'll pay you back later." Alex stood up and left the cafe without waiting for Mira's answer. In Alex's view, he had lost a lot of money for her over these 3 years. At least she could pay for the coffee as a final farewell. Mira was so furious that her face changed from its natural color to a red mixed with black, reflecting her intense anger towards her foolish ex-boyfriend. All she could think about was not only that Alex hadn't begged her to stay together, but also that he had even asked her to pay for his coffee. In reality, Alex was telling the truth and wasn't lying. He truly had no money at the moment. He had spent all his money buying things Mira asked for, and now he didn't even have money for a cup of coffee. He was now preparing to borrow some money from a few good friends. But apparently, he no longer needed to do that. Moreover, he now had a system that Alex believed would mean he wouldn't have to worry about money anymore. So, Alex left the cafe. Outside the cafe at the same time, a group of people had gathered near the cafe. In the middle of the small crowd was a high-end sports car, a luxury Ori sports car. One person from the crowd said, "Man, look at that amazing car. I don't know who the rich guy is who can buy it and parked it here." Another person responded, "Isn't it just a sports car? Why all the fuss? It's a regular car that can be bought easily for millions, but it's not as impressive as it looks." Seconds later, another person replied, "You fool, open your eyes and take a better look. This car is an Ori model. There are only 7 of them in the world." I'll give you a few million, and you can help me buy one. Another man from the crowd jumped up holding his phone and said excitedly, I just checked. It seems that this sports car costs $32 million. The only collective response from the crowd was, what, 32 million? All the people in the crowd were shocked by the extravagant price of the sports car. Many of them had seen luxury sports cars. In Casa City, luxury cars are everywhere. Millions of sports cars can be seen almost every day, as there are many rich men in Casa City. But it turned out that the car in front of them is a limited edition luxury sports car worth $32 million. Although the number doesn't seem big for the rich, the difficulty lies in the fact that it's a limited edition. That means this car is rare. Its price might be affordable for a wealthy person, but just the intermediary who would get the car for you from abroad requires the same amount of money you need to buy the car or even more. This just shows that the man who owns such a car is not an ordinary person for being able to get a limited edition Ori. A group of people started taking out their mobile phones to take pictures of the amazing sports car in front of them. Then, slowly, many people stepped back to get a clearer picture of the car. Some people who wanted to touch the car now withdrew their hands, fearing they might scratch the paint. Even if they sold all the organs of their bodies, they wouldn't be able to pay for it. This is $32 million, not just some change. If they accidentally damaged anything, their annual salary from the moment they touched it to the end of their lives wouldn't cover it. As all the people gathered are from the lower or middle class, and some of them aren't even employed. No one dared to touch the luxury car anymore, and everyone was content with taking pictures from afar. At this time, Jeff was holding a mobile phone in the middle of the crowd, streaming live. He's a broadcaster on a popular live streaming platform called Oris. His tidy clothes suggest he's the type of person who acts before thinking. The shirt he wore had no creases, and the black pants matched the shirt and the sneakers. Overall, he looked like a nice guy, but a fool. He usually likes to roam with his mobile phone, streaming himself on the street to attract more fans with some charming moves. However, his live streams didn't gain much popularity. When his live broadcast room is at its peak, there are only 1,000 people, but today it's very low, with his live broadcast reaching just over 200 people, which is very little for someone streaming on the popular Oris platform. Now, after seeing the luxury car in front of him, he turned his head and quickly passed through the crowd, standing in front of the luxury car while looking at his phone held by a selfie stick. Jeff didn't wait long and started speaking. Hello, dear fans in my live broadcast room. Today I will show you my new car. Turning the phone screen to the Ori sports car, Jeff said, Ta-da! Do you see my awesome car? Gifts flowed into Jeff's live broadcast room as he showed them the car. There were also many comments in the live room. What the hell? The broadcaster actually has a sports car. Hey, I think the broadcaster is trying to show off to people this time with his sports car. Man, I didn't even expect the broadcaster to own such a sports car. It's so beautiful. I wonder how much he paid for it. Oh, my God, isn't this an Ori car? Is this really the broadcaster's car? Hey, the previous commenter, what kind of car is Ori? You all don't know Ori? Are you idiots? This is the best sports car in the world. There are only a few of them in the world, exactly 7. If the broadcaster can buy this car, he seems to be a rich person. How did he even get it? After seeing the number of comments, Jeff smiled inwardly. There was no trace of guilt on his face from lying to his followers. After all, this isn't even his car. He came here just to show off and attract a wave of fans to get more support from them. In just a few minutes, the popularity of his live broadcast room started to rise rapidly from over 200 to more than 7,000 in a brief moment, as viewers shared his live broadcast. This rapid rise in his live room's popularity had never happened to him before. When he saw that, he smiled inwardly and showed an arrogant face to his fans in the live broadcast room and said, This is just one of my sports cars. I have many other cars even better than this. Although I really want to be humble towards you, my dear fans, my status